Hello, everybody. Another match preview today. We have Wycombe versus Burton. Yet another big match from Matt Bloomfield, who'll want to build on a good win versus Leyton Orient. We won 3-2. Two goals coming courtesy of debutant Joe Lowe, and another goal from Dale Taylor finally getting on the score sheet. So it's a big match at home, but it is a Saturday match, and we need to start converting good performances on Tuesday into good performances on Saturday. So it will be a big test for Bloomfield against a struggling Burton team. Now, first, injuries. So Wycombe have announced there are no fresh injuries. However, McCarthy and Wheeler are still coming back from their injuries that hit them in pre-season, so we may or may not see them. One thing to note is Ryan Tafazoli did come off during the Leyton Orient match due to a tweak. Def taxes Ryan Tafazoli injury. You expect it by now. Will he be back? Will he be not? I think we could. It'd be good to see him on the bench. Realistically, we can do a back three, for example, of Keogh, Lowe, and Christopher Joseph, and probably be fine. We do have the squad depth now that we can replace players without having to rely on players like Burley or Wakely. So that's really good to see. Burton should have no injuries to report either. They should have a fresh squad. However, Cole Stockton played an opening game versus Blackpool and hasn't played since. So is there an injury concern there, or is there other problems that may prevent him from starting against us? In which case that would be big for us because he is a major goal threat. He's one of my key players to watch. Now, form. So Wycombe's last four games in the League One and EFL Cup, we lost 3-0 at home to Exeter. We beat Milton Keynes away 2-0 in the EFL Cup. We lost 3-0 to Lincoln away before a 3-2 win against Leyton Orient. Burton Albion, meanwhile, have struggled greatly so far to the start of the season. They lost 2-0 to Blackpool away. They lost at home to Leicester in the EFL Cup. They lost 3-0 to Derby at home, and most recently lost 2-1 to Shrewsbury away. Three of those are good teams. Blackpool, Derby, and Leicester. Leicester going to be fighting in the top end of the Championship. Blackpool and Derby likely to be in the business end of the League One table themselves. Shrewsbury, they're a good team. They're not a poor League One team, so they may struggle this season. I had them as outside contenders for pushing for playoffs, but perhaps I was over excited about them. I still think there's a great team there. They made some great transfers, so they may come back and they may come tomorrow to Wycombe with a fresh outlook, a fresh tactic, and ready to play for this match. In Wycombe's last 5 matches with Burton, we lost 2-1 away at home, and we beat them 3-0 at the very starting day of the 22-23 campaign. I was there. It was a great match. In the 21-22 campaign, we beat them 2-1 away from home on the final day of the season. I was there, hungover. Fantastic game. Plymouth lost, so we got into the playoffs. Great match. And we beat them 2-1 at home. And then the EFL Trophy, we lost 5-0 to them at home. Overall, a pretty good record against them. I believe that's 3 wins and 2 losses. No draws, so I'm potentially not expecting a 1-1 or a 0-0. Wycombe have changed how we've lined out a little bit here and there. We've lined out typically with 5 at the back, but there's been 3 centre midfielders and 2 strikers. There's been 2 centre midfielders, a centre attacking mid, and 2 strikers. Against Milton Keynes in the second half, we did 2 centre midfielders, 2 centre attacking midfielders, and 1 striker. But the formation we showed against Lincoln did seem to work. Kane, Vincent, Young, and Boys had the ability to get high up the pitch, so I imagine we will look at a 5-3-2 again, having 3 midfielders, 1 or 2 staying back to prevent any counter attacks. We'll have Scowen and Leahy most likely. Leahy putting in a great performance against Lincoln, 2 assists, exactly what we want to see from a man. We knew he had potential to do that, and it's good to see him on the assist board. Scowen potentially dropping a little bit deeper, and we have options in that other role. We have Phillips, we have Potts, we have Brecken. There are players there that can suit the game. Vokes and Dale, more than likely up front. They look to be a decent partnership so far, with Hanlon and TJ able to come off the bench. Burn Albion, meanwhile, have also been tweaking with their formations, which makes it very difficult to try and figure out what they're going to bring to us on Saturday. They played with a 4-4-2, a 4-2-3-1, and a 3-4-2-1, the same formation we played against Milton Keynes. Away from home, against a team that likes to control possession, I would suggest they'll go to a back five, looking to block us similarly to what Exeter did. Let us have possession, hold us deep, and then counter using pace and quick passing. But in this instant, it'll be very difficult to see what they may bring. Now, key players for Wycombe will be Luke Lee. He stepped up against Leyton Orient with 2 assists, and there's more to come from the centre midfielder. Very capable of clever moments and with great feet. He's started to build into this team now after some meh performances, so hopefully we're starting to see him gel and settle and really show why we paid money for him, something we don't tend to do. And Dale Taylor back to haunt his former lone club after last season. He got 5 goals in 20 with a goal last weekend against Leyton Orient. Last Tuesday against Leyton Orient. Hopefully it gives him that little bit of confidence to start banging in the goals like I think we know he can. Key players from Morecambe include Cole Stockton. He's a very, very capable striker that half of the league wanted. If he is in form and in good confidence, he can make goals himself. And I believe Burton have the players around him that if he starts, as I mentioned, he may be injured or issues related to him. If he does start, he is a major, major threat and will be somebody that needs to be looked after. Great in the air, good with his feet, a really big, big threat. The other Morecambe player that I would suggest be an issue is Raheem Harper. Was on loan at, I believe, Exeter last season from Ipswich, was released on free and went to Burton Albion. The centre midfielder with very, very good feet. He got 1 goal and 1 assist in 20 matches with Exeter. However, he made a fantastic number of passes. He made 36.5 touches per match, 20 accurate passes per match at a 78% success rate, 11 per game in the opposition half at a 76% rate. That's very, very good for a player at our level. We will be one we can't allow to dwell on the ball because he will find good passes. He will be capable of flying through balls, cross ships and stuff like that. And finally, managers, we have Matt Bloomfield versus Dino Mamria. Mamria, this is his 51st game in charge of Burton. 20 wins, 10 losses, or 20 wins, 10 draws, 20 losses. Perfectly balanced. He averages 1.4 points per match, and he has done very, very well so far, especially with eking out those 1-0 wins where you wouldn't necessarily expect them to be able to. They are capable of defending very, very well, something that we didn't necessarily see when they were on the Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. And that's why I assumed they'd be much better, because they had this very, very good ability to go a goal up and just sit back and absorb pressure, much like Wycombe used to do under Gareth Ainsworth. Bloomfield, meanwhile, has only played 19 matches so far, 6 wins, 4 draws and 9 losses, with an average of 1.16 points per match. It has to be said that the majority of these matches were last season. Didn't have his own squad, didn't have many things that he needed to have in the team. I believe that results will pick up now after a bit of a slow start to the season. I'm really looking forward to what will be, I think, a very, very good game. It's a game that we couldn't ask for a better game to really boost confidence. We had a good, hard fought, but good win against Leyton Orient, and now struggling Burton are coming to us at Adams Park, and we have an absolute brilliant chance to put another 3 points on the board and keep getting confidence going, keeps getting players gelled and working together, and to start pushing towards where we believe and can be in this table. So, as always, let me know what you think. Again, I'm not going to be able to make it. I am back in Ireland, hence the new room. So I'll not be able to make it. I'm going to go to the Sutton match at home, which I'm really looking forward to. But I hope all of you have a wonderful day if you're going tomorrow, or if you're watching it abroad like I will be. But let me know what you think about tomorrow. But otherwise, have a great day, Wanderers.